What's up, CFS? Happy Sunday, 4/5, April 5th. We have two little mini supersets today. So you're going to take two exercises and do them back and forth for a couple rounds, 3 or 4 rounds, and then another set of exercises for, again, 3 to 4 rounds. This is kind of, as I was writing it, kind of turned into like one of those functional bodybuilding days. So we're going medium to heavy weights for today for the stimulus, and then trying to take minimum rest so that the heart rate stays up. But obviously, if you're going heavier, you may take some more rest. And definitely having form over time. So I don't want you rushing through to get something done, but you kind of want to keep that sense of urgency as you're moving. The first 2 supersets are going to be hamstrings and then some plank variations. You can use sliders or a towel on a hardwood floor. I'm actually going to demo in my wool socks right now. And then if you have carpeting, then you can use, I'm pointing as if you're in my house. If you're over there in my carpet, then you can use paper plates or furniture sliders, and you'll need 2 of those. So we're going to do, again, 3 to 4 rounds. The hamstrings, we're going to go over 20 reps. The core pieces, each thing is 10 reps. So you're going to do the 20 hamstrings, 10, 10, 10, 10 of the core, 20 hamstrings, all 40 of the core pieces, and then again 20 hamstrings and all 40 of the core pieces. So the hamstrings, we're going to do eccentric. So we're going to go hips really high, out for 5 seconds, back in for 1 second really quick, reset the hips if they drop, which they usually do, and then again go out for 5 seconds nice and slow. So laying on your back, I want you to completely rest your head. You're going to lift the hips up, slide out on whatever you're sliding on, out for 5 seconds. Get to your legs are straight, but your hips are still off the floor. Come in really quick. Hips go back up. Again, slide all the way out. Come back in for 1 second. Hips go back up. So nice, slow, eccentric, 20 reps of that. You can rest if you need to. Break it up into sets of 5 or 10. It's pretty intense. And then you're going to go right over into a seesaw. So we're going to be forearm plank for this one. And I'm going to go forward and back in my plank. I definitely want to make sure that I'm really in a hollow body. So pushing the ground away, tucking the tail, and then going back is the hardest part. So I want to make sure that definitely go forward, but only go back as far as you feel like you're in control. If you start to feel it in the low back for sure, then you're just going to move a little bit. So you're either moving a lot or a little bit. It's perfect. Okay, so that's your seesaw. So you're going to do 10 of those. So 1, 2, 3, every time you move forward or back, it counts as 1. And then you're going to do snow angel. So still staying on your forearms. After you get done with that last seesaw, I'm going to go out and in with my feet. So 1, 2, 3, okay? If you needed to, for some reason, you could do single leg like taps or single leg slides, but just out and in, 10 for that. And then you're going to come up to a high plank for the other 2. So we're going to do a single leg mountain climber. So it might look like this, 1, 2, or you might do it kind of like a locomotion. So instead of alternating, you have both moving at the same time. So 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, but every time one leg comes in, that counts as 1. So it's sort of like 5 on each side. So 10 total, and then 10 in and outs. So staying in that high plank, both feet come in, both feet go out. Every time you come in, obviously that counts as 1. So once you do all 40 of those movements, you go right back to the hamstrings. So again, 3 to 4 sets of that. When you're done with that, we're gonna need a milk jug. I got my almond milk, thing of bleach, some laundry detergent. Those come a little bit heavier actually if you want to use laundry detergent, or you can use a dumbbell or 2 dumbbells for the second part. So the first one's going to be 20 overhead squats, and the second part is going to be a side lunging juggling. You're not really juggling, just kidding. We're going to be doing this with the dumbbells. So overhead, I'm going to take my dumbbell, my kettlebell, my jug, push it up overhead, just like a kettlebell. So it's, on that outside piece, so straight up overhead so that my arm is right by my head, and then I'm just going to perform single arm overhead squats, right? So with the overhead squat, my shoulders are tight. There's a little bit of rotation that happens in my upper body, and that's actually okay. And even sometimes this is okay. For today, though, I just want you to watch your knees and make sure that they stay in a traditional squat. So your first time down, take a second and look at your knees, make sure they're not buckling in, and then again, once you've done that, look forward and perform your squats, all right? You could easily use a dumbbell for that, and if for some reason the mobility doesn't work or shoulder doesn't work, you can just hold it in a clean position, single arm as well. So 10 on the left, 10 on the right of your overhead or clean squats, or front rack squat. And then you're gonna do the juggling side lunge. So either using 2 of these bad boys or 2 dumbbells. 10 and 12 pounds is actually perfect for this one. So I'm gonna go wide with my stance, toes are facing forward, okay? I'm gonna sit my hips back, and I'm going to go from left to right as I'm just circling these dumbbells around. So in that side lunge, hips go back, and I'm going into my side lunge, but I'm staying low. So in the 2 pieces, left and right, my knee and toe or everything are facing forward. I'm not side lunging like this, so it should feel kind of like almost like a sumo squat. Toes facing a little bit more forward, or generally the same direction they face when you walk. I'm staying low and just shifting my weight left to right. As always with the side lunge, I urge people to feel like you're sitting back, okay? And then I'm gonna be sort of old school boxing or juggling with these dumbbells. As you do that, it's a little bit of leg, a little bit of shoulder, a little bit of bicep, a little bit of core, so it's like a little bit of everything. I got that from one of my MMA teachers. Super fun. I use about 12 pounds, and that's like enough. But obviously play with the weights. Every time you go from one side, it counts as 1. So you have 20 of those as well. So it's 1, 2, 3. So it gets done pretty quick. If you need to change the reps or weight to make things different or more challenging, for sure do it. Again, you got 3 to 4 rounds. So as always, you want to practice a few of those movements, maybe practice, 10 of each thing, kind of go through, see how that feels, and then adjust either the reps or the weights if you need to. All right. Yeah, happy Sunday.